you surprised that Sheldon Keefe's back?
Yeah, somewhat. I really thought that with Kyle Dubas gone, I really believed that when I first heard that Kyle was on his way out the door, that Sheldon would follow. But I think that maybe in some way, John, in a backhanded way, they want to maybe hold on to him for maybe for many reasons, including that the players gave him a vote of confidence on the exit strategy. But maybe it's just to give him another chance to show that he's not a joint at the hip with Kyle Dubas, and that there's value in those 115, 110 points during the regular season the last few years, and there's a chance for him to still grow during the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Do you think there is value there?
Give me a break, seriously.
Yeah,
what is this BS?
Yeah, I mean, there's times. No, this is their thinking, their perspective.
Oh, I
right?
want to hear your thinking. I don't care about their thinking. I want to hear.
Yeah,
your thinking.
I think he still has to prove himself as a playoff coach for sure. Lack of adjustments, a power play that can make necessary adjustments. Everybody talks it's a top power play. It's just never top power play when you need it most. And then there's times when I think he still lacks maturity behind the bench. A few temper tantrums that he's hard on the officials. I think there's still a lot of growth to go. And
what do they say about Paul Maurice then?
Maybe it had a lot to do with they didn't see a replacement for him right away. There just wasn't Paul Maurice, Montgomery, Bruce Cassidy. There wasn't a class of available coaches like we saw a year ago.
So
they could have had Peter Laviolette.
Here's what confuses me in this whole thing is you get a new general manager and a guy with 10 years experience. Is that what he's been? How long was he the GM in Calgary?
Who, Brad? Oh, I think probably 8. Yeah.
How many playoff runs did he have?
Not very many, but he didn't play the game.
Did he make the play? Well, no, but he's a GM. He made the playoffs 1 or 2 times, did he?
Oh, yeah, more than one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and you come into Toronto, and the way it's trending today is they're going to start the season with almost the same group. They're going to try to get Nylander signed. They're going to get Matthew signed. They got Marner, got Riley. What is the new GM going to do to change this scenario of lack of compete at playoff time and lack of style of team to play at playoff time?
Yeah, I don't believe they're going to. I think they're going to.
How can he change?
They're going to have a different look by March. I don't think they're running it back.
You think Nylander's going to get that big check that he thinks he deserves?
Yeah, but I don't think it's coming from Toronto, John.
Right.
What do you mean it's not coming from Toronto? Where's it coming from?
I think they have to trade him.
Oh yeah. So before the contract, they have to trade him.
Well, I
just listened to Tree Living. Tree Living said yesterday he's very comfortable. He's going to get him signed.
Okay. And then he said there's no
bring this back to Vegas
for core 4 players. Hey, it's a tough business. There's no assurances, so he's going to have to change something, Matt.
But
he's going to have to change.
That's my point. Something's got to change. Something's got to give to run the same group back again. That's my problem. Starting with the coach and going from there. Anyway, just my own opinion.
How do you get more like Vegas, which obviously ran through the Stanley Cup playoffs and with only trailing once the entire time? Like how are they getting closer in a copycat league to getting to that level?
They need a defense. They need
right?
For one reason. One thing they need a defenseman or that's capable of putting the fear of God into Edmonton when he two-handed Draisaitl. You need somebody like that to start with. Yeah. And what Pietrangelo did for this team, and give Kelly McCrimmon full marks. He made a huge deal to bring that guy in. And you know what? Whether you agree with me or not, I thought Edmonton were the better team in that series. A lot of that series. Maybe not. Maybe I didn't watch it as close as you, Darren. But Edmonton could have come out of that series just as easily as
it was a back and forth
as Vegas, except for.
Yeah. Well, the great thing about this show today. The great thing about this show today is I get the final word, and the fascination for me of what's going on in Toronto. I think it's not about ability; it's more about character, and I don't know where the character is going to come from. I really don't know where the character for the hockey club is coming, because that's the measure of what we saw. I think with the Golden Knights this year was character, and I think that's what you're talking about, Doug.
And the Panthers.
Yeah, exactly.
And the Panthers.
Okay, so you guys talk amongst yourselves. I'm going to throw it to commercial. And thank Millard, thank MacLean, thank Kypreos. Draft day in the National Hockey League. Yeah,
Shanny, you're the best. You're the best host I've ever been on with.
Well, considering the other two guys you worked with longer, just once is enough. Back after this, folks, on the Bob McCowan podcast. Stop, Nick. You can't talk anymore. It's not your show. Back after this.
You can't stop.